having a great night. Of all the ways you could end your night with your date, you chose to come to a crowded room where you can't talk to each other. And you have to listen to people talk about things that really don't matter. You honestly could have just taken an intro philosophy class together. But I'm glad you're here because you get to feed my narcissism. So, if you couldn't notice, I like to paint my nails every now and then, as is common amongst young homosexuals in this day and age. And there's a reason that I do this. It's actually kind of surprising to some people. It's not for fashion, it's not for attention. It's a bit for attention, but it's mainly because I'm absolutely terrified of somebody thinking that I'm straight. So here's how it works. Me painting my nails is kind of how like a poison dart frog is brightly colored to ward off predators, except I'm warding off heteronormative assumptions about me. I honestly, though, never really had this fear of being mistaken for straight before I came to Carleton. My first term here, I had a surprising amount of people who somehow were telling me, I didn't know you were gay. I even had two girls that I barely knew try to set themselves up with me for date night my first year. Hashtag humble brag. But yeah, any gay person in the room knows how insulting it is when somebody thinks that you're straight. When it happens to me, I think about it for hours. Specifically, how I now have to compensate to make sure that mistake never happens again. Do I need to be more fashionable? Do I need to say, hey girl, to girls that I don't want to talk to? Should I just introduce myself with my Grindr profile? By the way, if your date's not going well, you can catch me on Grindr after the show. But anyway, I'm from the deep south, and I honestly never had a problem there of people thinking that I'm straight. Back home, if you have even the slightest hint of not being masculine enough, people automatically assume you're gay. You're wearing a scarf? Gay. You gave your girlfriend chocolates for Valentine's Day? Super gay. Men don't have feelings. If you're a man and you have flowers at your funeral, the pastor will call you a queer during your eulogy. To really drive this home, I want to tell a story about the time that I made my grandmother, as the kids say, shook. So, my grandmother is an insurance agent. She's a very traditional, old-fashioned Southern Baptist woman who was born and raised in Mississippi. She invented chunky mascara. She wears so much hairspray that her head is legally bulletproof. She honestly looks like Dolly Parton if she were a Disney villain that hates fun. So, having this background on her, imagine me, I was sitting in a guest bedroom in her house. I had just gotten ready for the morning. I'm a twink of only 12 years old. I was reading Percy Jackson fan fiction. That last part is not relevant to the story, but it's unfortunately very relevant to my early sexual development. We can talk about it later on Grindr. But so, I'm just sitting there. She walks into the room unannounced, as boomers often do. And I just hear gasps. So I turn around and I see her face just in horror and terror and all those other things at the sight of me wearing a tank top. Yeah. She runs out the door, slams the door. She doesn't make eye contact with me or talk to me until after dinner. This part is all true. So she comes up to me after dinner and she reaches across the table and she puts her hand on my hand like this. Can y'all see in the back? Okay. And she says, now Connor, you know I've lived a long and faithful life serving our Lord Jesus Christ. And you know I've also lived a long and faithful life as an agent at Farmers Bureau of Insurance. And what I saw today in your room with what you were wearing frankly disgusted me. I want you to know I can insure your house, I can insure your car, but I want you to most importantly know I can ensure you enter those pearly white gates when you die. Amen. So now I guess you can know why I chose to go to a college on the opposite end of the country. Yeah. But yeah, me painting my nails. Oh wait, I have another part. So yeah, even though growing up in the South was obviously not great as a not straight person, I never had to worry about coming out to anybody or people thinking I'm straight. In my opinion, Carlton could do with a bit more casual homophobia. Hello? Okay. People here are so worried about being problematic by assuming that I'm gay, they assume that I'm straight. Basic logic was not on the ACT. But yeah, so that's why I paint my nails, and it has gotten me away from my association with straight men. But it has unfortunately caused me to have to associate more with straight women. Specifically, overly bold straight women that come up to me out of nowhere to compliment my nails. You know the type. They've watched 2 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race and know everything about gender. They think they have a gaydar because a guy has a lisp. These girls always come up to me and they're like, I love your nails. And I'm like, thanks, I love your performative allyship. It's like, if we're friends or we know each other and you compliment my nails, it's all chill. But I don't vibe with strangers. I had a new doctor once ask me my blood type, and I told him to mind his fucking business. I don't get what it is about me that thinks that I want to hear about their gay brother that also paints his nails. He's probably a bitch. Most of us are. But yeah, straight girls, like, these nails took me 5 minutes to do, and straight girls just gush over how woke they feel complimenting me. But I guess a lot of straight women are used to them having to celebrate the men in their life who give them 5 minutes of mediocrity. On a slightly related note, let's talk about the word faggot. Shocks. So, I often will use this word in casual settings, and straight people get very uncomfy when I say it. Even though I am, as the kids would say, gay as hell. And I don't use this word, like, full disclosure, I don't use this word too often, only to describe myself or men who buy their girlfriend's chocolate, you know. But it still gets straight people in a huff. So I just wanted to talk today about why I use this word. So, before I got to Carlton, I was bullied pretty badly because everybody knew I was gay, on account of the fact that I sometimes wore scarves and had healthy relationships with my female friends. And so I did, since bullying is only fun some of the times, I decided to do what any Gen Z millennial cuss would do and Google what to do with getting bullied, gay. So, after scrolling through the first few pages of porn, I found a somewhat helpful article. And it had some good tips. It's like, get an adult involved, walk away and don't give them the satisfaction of responding. All of those have their place, but I'd like to remind you all, I'm gay and I need drama when confronting my bully. And I found a tip that gave me just that. It told me to look my bully in the eye and say, you know my name, but you do not know my story. So, the next day, I was walking down the hall like so, and this random guy calls me a faggot. So I whip around, and I'm prepared by my internet training and say, you know my name, but not my story. And he pauses, and I know in my heart that I just destroyed him. But then he says, your name is Faggot? He got me there. I just had to double down on it and go from there. Before I go and I finish my set, I want to give any first years, and honestly anybody else, some advice as a senior about sex and relationships. So first, there is no sex worth sexing your roommate past 2 a.m. You will in the long run appreciate having your beauty rest and not having your roommate hate you. Second, don't have sex in the yard. At some point in time, you will make eye contact with a cute animal, and you will feel Third, if you have braces or a retainer, you must know that you are at a higher risk of pulling a pubic hair out of your teeth and personal experience, not fun. Fourth, if you are a cis straight man, put a finger up there. You know what I'm talking about. And finally, if there's anybody that's not having a good time on their date night with whoever they're with, just know, drop out. You never have to worry about making awkward eye contact being like, to them ever again. People at McAllister are more attractive anyway. Anyway, that's my set, that's the show. Thank you all for